Hi students, hope all of you are doing well and your preparation is also going good for forthcoming competitive exams. See students, we are going through really crisis time. Please be indoors only and try to utilize this opportunity to prepare for your competitive exams. That much I can tell you. Other things, the government is giving you all the instructions what to do and what not to do. Anyway, in this session, we are going to solve two questions from ratio and proportion chapter. But students, before starting those two questions directly, I would like to start this session from the basic level of ratio and proportion. Because many students are sending mails that whenever you start a chapter on YouTube, you please start from the basic level. I have started the chapters like seating arrangement, I have given from the basic level, puzzle test, then data sufficiency, profit and loss, percentages, time and distance, mixture and alligation, and so on. Even this ratios also, ratio and proportion, I start from the basic level, but here I take the basics for 10 to 15 minutes. And these 10 to 15 minutes are very helpful for the students who are beginners, who are just starting the preparation. The students who already know the basic concept of ratio and proportion, you please take it as a repetition for you, or you may get some new points also from this one. Anyway, almost for all chapters in quantitative aptitude, my advice is maximum to the maximum extent, maximum possible extent, avoid algebra. Don't take anything as a X. Almost 85% of the questions can be solved without taking something as a X or Y, without consulting the algebra. All the time, how I have taught in my regular classes, my online and video classes, one method by name Unitary method. We will follow the Unitary method, same method for even ratios also. But don't be mistaken, don't think that algebra is bad. You have to apply the concept of algebra for some questions in competitive exams also. In some inevitable conditions, we have to use that one. But my suggestion is, most of the cases you can solve a problem within the stipulated time, within seconds, without using algebra. Anyway, let's go for this chapter. See students, ratio and proportion. This chapter is such an important one, such an important chapter for you. In almost all the competitive exams where quantitative aptitude is part of that one, definitely you will get number of questions from ratio and proportion directly and indirectly. Using ratios concept, many questions you can expect from this chapter. That is the reason why I always prefer learning from the basic level to the students. I always advise the students to learn from the basic concept, because nowadays in many competitive exams, they are asking question based on 2-3 chapters. For example, percentages, ratio and proportion, mixture and alligation. They may give the question by combining all the 3 chapters together. If you learn 1 or 2 shortcuts, it would be difficult for you to crack the questions within the stipulated time. Alright, for that reason, I always emphasize on the basic concept. Now, let us start in this way. Here, we will do questions based on ratios in this lesson. Proportion, I'll give the introduction for proportion, what is proportion, and we'll handle that one later. Now, what is a ratio? Ratio is nothing but a comparison, the relationship, comparing 2 or more than 2 quantities at a time. That is called a ratio. I'm giving you the general definition of that one, not in the bookish way. Ratio is nothing but comparison, that's all. For example, students, how to compare that one? I'll tell you. Suppose 2 quantities are there, A and B. We need to compare these 2 quantities. While comparing these 2 quantities, certain rules should be taken into consideration. The very important thing is that both A and B should be of the same kind. Only then you can establish one relationship between them. Suppose A, B, C are there. All three should be of the same kind. Otherwise, we cannot establish the relationship on the common platform. The common platform here is the same kind. For example, you can go with the ratio. For example, 10 rupees is there. 10 rupees, right? Between 10 rupees and 100 rupees, you can have the ratio. But you cannot have the ratio between 10 rupees and, for example, 100 apples. You cannot go for this one. Alright. So, both the quantities should be of the same kind. And obviously, for comparison or to establish one ratio, you should have more than one thing. If only one thing is there, you cannot compare that one. There should be one more thing, or 2, 3, 4, whatever it may be. So, more than one. These two are very important to establish the relationship. This is the first point you remember. And the second one is what exactly we have to do while relating two terms. Let us start with the two terms. Take a small example. For example, one person is there A, other person is there B. A is having, let us take 50 rupees with him, and B is having, let's take 150 rupees with him. Suppose if the question is there, compare A and B on the common platform is rupees. How to compare this one? While comparing, we have to say that A is to B. This is called is to. Mathematically, we have to show in this way. This is called A is to. Verbally, the name itself is saying that when is to. A is something to B. That's the meaning, right? A is to B, 50 is to 150. Always we have to show the value of the ratio in the least term. Least term means it is 51 times 50 and 53 times. Now the ratio between A and B, as far as the money is concerned, can be taken as a 1:3 ratio. What do you mean by 1:3 ratio? See students, these are very basics, I am telling you, is useful for the beginners, right? Now, what is 1:3? 1:3 means if you take from A side, A to B ratio is 1:3. That means if A is having 1 rupee, B should have on the same terms 3 rupees. Now you got the idea? If A is having 1 rupee, B should have 3 rupees. Or if A is having 1 part in the whole money, B should have 3 parts. That is the meaning of that. So ratio can be taken in the other way, in this way also. What is that one? A is to B can be taken as A by B also. Both are same. A by B. Now here A is to B in terms of money, the ratio is 1:3. 1:3. If you talk from A side, we can say that one as the ratio 1/3. Right? What do you mean by 1/3 here? 1/3 means if A is having 1 rupee, B must have 3 rupees. That is the meaning. If you talk from B to A, the ratio is 3:1, B to A. So what's the meaning of this one? 3/1, if you take in this way. So here, B is having 3 rupees, A is having 1 rupee in the relationship as far as ratio is concerned. That means, or at any point of time, B should have 3 times more money than A. Try to understand this one. B should have 3 times more money than A. At any point of time, if you take from A side, A should have 1/3 of what B is having. Now you got the idea? B should have 3 times than A. A should be having 1/3 of what B is having. That is the very meaning of ratio. I hope you understood the basic concept. Now, in this ratio, the first term is called antecedent and the second one is called consequent, if you go by the bookish way. Hope you must have got the idea. Remember students, this is the basic idea of a ratio. Now, if you learn in this way, 1/3. What do you mean by 1/3? A is having one part, B is having 3 parts. If you learn the concept from this extent, you need not use algebra for most of the questions in ratio and proportion. That is the reason why I am giving you in this way. Suppose 3 terms are there, 3 persons are there, one more person is also there, for example. In that case, the ratio will become A is to B is to C. Accordingly, it goes. In the ratio, it does not mean that always there are 2 terms only. There can be more than 2 terms also. Remember this one. Now, let us go a step ahead, students. A little more we will go for. Suppose, let's forget about this 50 and 150. Take in this way. A and B have money in the ratio of 1 is to 3, for example. Okay. Now, the total amount I am having is, let us take this one as 412 rupees. You take 412 rupees are there in total. Now, A and B are having the money in the ratio of 1 is to 3. Then, how to divide this 412 in 1 is to 3? Alright, so how to go for this one? Simply, you can divide this one. I'll tell you the method for the beginners. But don't worry, students. First 10 minutes we go for these basics, 10 to 15 minutes. Then we are going to solve 2 fantastic questions from ratio proportion, almost moderate to a little advanced level question. Okay, how to solve that one without taking anything as X, I'll show you. But before that one, it is mandatory to learn from this extent. Okay, now let's go for this one. How to divide 412 between A and B in 1 is to 3. Very simple one here. Now the ratio is 1 is to 3. That means if total money is 1 plus 3, 4 rupees. If total money is 4 rupees, out of 4 rupees, A's share is 1 rupee, B's share is 3 rupees. This is the very meaning of that one. If the total is 4 rupees, A's share 1 rupee, B's share 3 rupees. Or if the total is equal to 4 parts, listen carefully, it's going to be immensely beneficial for you while solving advanced questions. If the total money is of 4 parts, 1 part belongs to A, 3 parts belong to B. Remember this one. 1 part belongs to A, 3 parts belong to B. Remember this one. We are going to divide that one in the same way. How is that one? If the total money is of 4 parts, out of these 4 parts, 1 part is 1 out of 4. In any case, that is 1 out of 4 into total money is 412. So simply you can go for this one. Just divide this one 4 ones. This is then 0 4 3s. So A's share is 103 rupees. As far as B's share is concerned, the same thing. Out of 4 parts, B must get 3 parts into the total amount 412. So that is again this is 103 into 3 times this is 300, 3 3s are 9. This is 309. That money belongs to B. Hope you got the idea. This is the second step, how to divide the given total in accordance with the ratio. For example, one more person is there, C also. How to divide that one? The same thing here. 1 is to 3 is to, for example, 4 is there. Then 4 plus 3, 7 plus 1, 8. Total is 8. Out of 8, how many parts? A's money is there? 1 part. 1 by 8 of the total. You can get the answer. Have you got the idea? This is the basic concept of ratios and how to divide that one. And whereas proportion is nothing but 2 equal ratios is called proportion, or 2 equal ratios frame proportion, and product of the means should be equal to product of the extremes. I am going to discuss proportion concept in detail in the next session, in the other session. Alright, let us confine ourselves to ratios now. Clearly, after this step, for example, if we go for one more step, a little ahead, if the problem is like this, just take one more problem so that you can strengthen the concept. Suppose, but before going for extension of this one, I'll give you one more basic. After that, we'll go for this one. Suppose if they have given like this, A is to B is equal to 1 is to 2, for example. And again, they have given B is to C is equal to let's take 3 is to 5 you take. Then what is A is to B is to C? Most commonly asked questions. Direct question. Nowadays they are not asking directly like this, but you can use this concept to solve many advanced level questions. How to go for this one? Now you need to establish the relationship among these three. There is a simple method for this one. A is to B, 1 is to 2. You write like this. Next, B is to C, that is 3 is to 5. This is A is to B. Again start with B, 3 is to 5. B is common here, 3. So that's the reason why it is common. 3 is to 5. Now, what is A is to B is to C? Very simple one. You just go for the multiplication. First multiply these two to get A's share. Next, you need to multiply these two to get B's share. Then you need to multiply these two to get C's share. As simple as that. Now simply it should be 1 into 3, 3 is to 2 into 3, 6 is to, then 2 into 5, that is 10. As simple as this one. Alright, so this is 1 into 3, 3, then 2 into 3, 6, 2 into 5, 10. A is to B is to C is 3 is to 6 is to 10. Got the idea? What if they give one more term? Anyway, we have started this one. Suppose, what if they give in this way? A is to B is 1 is to 2, B is to C is 3 is to 5, then C is to D. One more term they have given. C is to D is, let us take this one here. Let us take this as 1 is to 2, 3 is to 5. Now you take 3 is to 2. You take 3 is to 2. Now, what is A is to B is to C is to D? How to go for this one? A little extension of this, nothing more than that. Little extension. How to extend this one? A is to B, 1 is to 2. Taking this first, the antecedent, 1 is to 2. Next, D is to C, 3 is to 5. As simple as this one, 3 is to 5. Next, you see, this is A is to B, this is B is to C, this is C now. Next, C is to D, 3 is to 2. You continue like this. 3 is to 2. Now, what is A is to B is to C is to D? Same way, student, same way. First, you need to multiply this one and this one. Remember, 1 into 3 into 3. That will become A's share. Now, again, 2, 3, 3. You have to multiply in this way. In this way. Okay. So, you will get to B. Next, again, 2, 5, 3 in this way. You need to come in this way. You will get C. And finally, 2, 5, 2 in this way. Here, in this way. Now you will get the last term, D. Now here, as far as this question is concerned, 3 into 3, 9 into 1, 9 is to 2 into 3, 6 into 3, 18 is to 2 into 5, 10 into 3, 30 is to 5 into 2, 10 into 5 into 2, 10, 10 into 2, that is 20. As simple as this one. Now here the ratio is 9 is to 18 is to 30 is to 20. If if you want to bring this one to the shortest form, you can go for the simplification if it is possible, or else you can leave this one. The ratio is 9 is to 18 is to 30 is to 20. I hope you understood this one. This is another basic thing. Okay, first of all, we should understand these basic, students. What is the ratio? How to establish that one? What are the rules? Then how to divide that one. While dividing only, you have to learn how to avoid algebra here. Alright, I have given you the parts way. I am going to use that one now. Now you got the clarity, right? Then after that, A is to B, B is to C, C is to D. What if they give one more term? A is to B, B is to C, C is to D, and D is to E. The same thing here. A is to B, B is to C, C is to D, D is to E. In this case also the same thing will be there. You will get 5 terms there. This is how you need to go further. Got the clarity? Right. Now, after this one, we will go for a little further how to solve a basic level question, I tell you, without using algebra. Then after that, we will go for some good questions. Okay, now you see, simple question, you make a note of this. Suppose if they have given in this way, let's take in this way, A is to B is to C. Okay, they may give in this way, person A, person B, person C. 3 persons are there. And their income is in the ratio of 3:4:5, for example. Okay, their income is in the ratio of 3:4:5, for example. If they earn in total 5 plus 3, 9 plus 3, that is 12. Yeah, you take if they earn in total 840 rupees. What is the share of A, B and C respectively? You can do it very easily. Just now we had one small example how to do that one. So if the total amount is 5 plus 4, 9 plus 3, 12. If the total amount is 12 rupees, B's share is 3 out of 12. From 840 rupees, what is the share of A? Not B, I'm sorry, A. A's share is 3 out of 12. So into 840. Whereas B's is 4 out of 12 into 840. Then C's is 5 out of 12 into 840. You can do it easily. Suppose if they give in this way, just forget about this 840, not 840, right? A, B, C, 3 persons are there. Their income is in the ratio of 3:4:5. If A earns, okay, 150 rupees less than B, then what is the share of C? They ask the question. What is the share of C? Then how to go for this question? If ABC's income ratio is 3:4:5 and A earns 150 rupees less than B, then what is the share of C in the total income? If they ask in this way, how to go for this question? See students, if you go by algebra, it takes 5 to 6 steps to go for this one. First you have to take the income ratio as 3x, 4x, 5x. Then you have to go with this condition. A's, B's difference is 150. Then you need to find out the value of x. Then find out the total, or directly you can go for C's share. But instead of going that one, can you do this question without taking anything as x? Or easily, even for that matter, without writing anything on the paper also, you can do this one. At basic level, how to solve this one? Simple students. Suppose, let us take in this way, instead of 3x, let's take in this way, A's income is 3 rupees, for example. B's income is 4 rupees. C's income is 5 rupees. If 3, 4, 5 rupees of income of A, B and C respectively, then difference between B and A, because A earns 150 rupees less than B. Difference between A and B is how much? Simply 1 rupee. Now we are using unitary method. Okay, to know what is unitary method, you please watch my percentages chapter on YouTube. I kept it free. Percentages 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 parts I have kept. Go through all 5 parts, you will understand what is unitary method. Now we are going to use that unitary method. How is that one? Difference is 1. So if the difference is 1 rupee between A and B, the share of C is, because I need, what is the share of C? Share of C is 5 rupees. If the difference is 1 rupee, C's share is 5 rupees. Then in the problem they have given difference as 150. Then if the difference is 150, what is the share of C? As simple as this one. Now it should be 150 by 1 into 5. That's all. So here my answer is going to be 750 rupees. This is the share of C. How simple this one, students. See, I'm teaching from the very basic level. Alright, if you're a beginner, it is of immensely beneficial for you. If you already know the concept, take it as a repetition, or if any new thing is there to learn, new point is there to learn, new concept is there to learn, you can take this one for you as well. Okay, right. Now, if the question is like this, instead of asking C's share, if they ask in this way, A is to B is to C, income ratio is this one. If A earns 150 less than B, what is the total amount? What is the total amount? Simply you can do in the same way. What is that one? If the difference is 1 rupee, the total amount is 5 plus 4, 9 plus 3, 12. Total amount is 12. How simple this one, students? After learning this one, even you need not write this much also. Simply numbers only you can write on the paper and you can get the answer. For that matter, you need not write anything on the paper. Yes or no? Alright, now you see, if the difference is 1, total is 12, then if the difference between A and B is 150, if the difference is 150, what is the total? Now just multiply this one, 15 into 12, 15 tens 150, then 50 into 30, 180 and add 0. So 1800 is the total amount. How simple this one, students, right? If they ask in this way, for example, if the question is in this way, ABC's income ratio is 3:4:5. If A earns 150 rupees less than that of B, 150 rupees less than that of B, what is the difference between B's and C's share, for example? What is the difference between B's and C's share? Then how to do that one, students? Same unitary method here. And for that matter here, the difference between A and B is 1 rupee. Then B and C is also 1 rupee. Directly your answer is 150 only. Yes or no? Because the difference is 150. If you want to go by the method, how to go for this one? If the difference is 1 rupee, then the means what is this difference? If the difference between A and B is 1 rupee, difference between B and C is also 1 rupee, then if the actual difference is 150, what is the difference between B and C? Then 1 equal to 1, obviously the difference is 150 only. B and C also, that should be 150. As simple as this one. Any question, whatever it may be, you can solve with the unitary method. Hope you must have got the idea. This is the way, students, to start from the basic level. Now we will go for another problem. Then we will solve 2 questions based on income, saving and expenditure part. Now let's solve one more question based on this model. Then after that we are going to have 2 questions based on income, expenditure and savings model, where the percentages concept is also involved. Those 2 questions can be considered as a moderate to a little advanced level questions, so that the purpose of this class will be served. Actually, my intention or the purpose of this class is it should be useful for beginners as well as the students who have already started their preparation. For both types of students, this must be useful. Alright, take that problem. Then after that we will go for 2 problems as I told you just now, right? Here they have given the income of ABC in the ratio of 13:7:12. 13:7:12. I'm not writing this one, you can write it. Income of A, B and C in the ratio of this one, you can write. Then after that, if B earns 1545 less than C, if B earns C minus B, 1545 less than C, if you want you can write the problem. Incomes of A, B and C are in the ratio of 13:7:12. And if B earns 1545 rupees less than C, then what is the income of A? What is A's income is the question. Okay, now we are not going to use algebra. Directly what we have learned now with the help of unitary method, we are going to solve it. Simple one, students. Here, if let's take it this way, A earns 13 rupees, B 7, C 12. Now B's and C's difference they have given in the problem. So now you take in this way, what's the difference between B and C? Obviously the difference is 5 rupees. Now the unitary method, what is that one? If the difference between B and C is 5 rupees, the question is based on A. If the difference between B and C is 5 rupees, A's income is 13 rupees. Then if the difference between B and C is 1545, what is the income of A? That's it. This is unitary method. Alright, simply you can say that should be 1545 divided by 5 into 13. Just go for the simplification. Here this is 5 3s, 0, then 5 9s. So 309 into 13. How to do this one? 309 into 13. right? You have to do 309 into 13 times you have to do. Alright, let's do it this way. Otherwise, 13 into 309 times. First you do 300 times, then 9 times. Or 300 times first, 10 times later, after that deduct 13. Depends upon you. Alright, so here 13 threes, that is 39. That means 3900. Okay, then 13 nines, 117. That's all. So 900, this is 100, that means 4017. 4017 is the answer. Okay, this is how exactly you need to go for this one. Now tell me, students, isn't it required, is it required to write something on the paper? Can't you do this question without writing anything on the paper? Yes, of course you can do. If you learn this method, I always focus on this type of methods because the concept should be clear. If the basics are clear, you can do wonders in quantitative aptitude. Actually, examiner is expecting this type of methods only. Why they are conducting all these exams? To choose that type of students from the job market who can work accurately in the pressure conditions also. Smart work is required. For that only they are conducting all these exams. Anyway, students, alright, so this is the method. Have to go for that one, try to learn this type of methods. Now, after this one, let us go for this question. This is important for you. Now, till now, we have learnt some basics of ratios only. Okay, I have not given the complete picture of that one. Whatever is required for competitive exams, I have given that one. Now, these two questions are most important for you. All the students, for almost 57 types of exams are conducted in our country where quantitative aptitude is part of that one. You can go for any examination with this concept. Alright, now take this question also. Now, take this question, students. Actually, this is one of the good questions. Alright, as I told you, it will be useful for many exams where quantitative aptitude is part of that. How they have given the ratio of expenditure. This is I have written X here. The ratio of expenditure of A, B and C is 15:7:9 and the total income is 3483. This is the information. Further, find the share of B. This is the question. Find the share of B's income if they save 25%, 30% and 40% respectively of their income is the question. Okay. See, students, I taught this question long ago in my regular classes. Many students have done this question previously wrong in some competitive examination. They have given this type of questions directly or part of one advanced question they have given in this way. Here, why many students have done it incorrect in the examination and why most of the students are getting confused? They are not focusing on the terms they have given properly. Here, they have given three different terms. What are those three different terms? Expenditure is one term, income is one term, saving is one term. Clear distinction should be there, students, very, very clearly, right? What is the basic idea? Income is equal to, what is your income generally when expenditure and saving is there? Income is equal to your expenditure plus saving will give you your income. Remember this one, basic point. Income is equal to your expenditure plus saving will give you income when three terms are given. Yes, now here they have given the ratio of expenditure. Now you see, expenditure ratio of ABC they have given. Remember that is 15:7:9. The terms are important. They have given the expenditure ratio of A, B and C, but the question they are asking, what is B's income they are asking. Now you see, students, what is B's income they are asking. Actually, ratio is given, expenditure ratio, but they are asking share of B's income. To find the share of B's income, you should know what is the income ratio of A, B and C. Only then you can divide this income, right? Here, expenditure ratio is 15:7:9 and their total income is 3483. It's not expenditure. Suppose if they give expenditure ratio of ABC and this one, and ABC's expenditure is in total this one. Both the times that is expenditure. What is B's expenditure? Clearly you can divide this 3483 with these three terms. But here expenditure ratio is given, but the question is based on the income here. And this is the total income. If you know the income ratio of A, B and C, you can divide this amount accordingly and find out what is B's income. But here we should find out first of all what is the income ratio of A, B and C. To find out that one, they have given one more clue. Their savings they have given. Savings are 25, 30 and 40% respectively. So A saves this much, B saves this much, C saves this much from the income. Now you see students, this question can be done in both the ways. One is with the help of algebra, other one is simply with the unitary method. We will choose the second one. How to go for this one? Here students, clue is expenditure ratio and my target is to find out the income ratio. Remember this one. I need to find out the income ratio of A, B and C. Then easily I can find out B's share from this 3483. How to find out income ratio of A, B and C? Simple one, you see. I use first savings of A to find out income ratio of A with the help of expenditure ratio. How is this one? Now you see, you know this one. Income is equal to expenditure plus saving. Now you see, A's saving, I am taking saving term here, right? A's saving is 25%. Simple students, you have to think in a different way. What is that one? I have given this type of clues in percentages chapter also. Yes or no? When A saves 25%, I am writing saving here, 25%, his saving plus expenditure is equal to income. Yes or no? Saving plus expenditure equal to income. Now take the income as 100%. As simple as this one. When savings is 25%, obviously expenditure is 75%. 25 plus 75 is 100%. Listen very carefully. Simple technique this one. A saving is 25%. Income I am taking as 100%. In that case, expenditure is 75%. Now, when 75% is the expenditure of A, that is equal to, in the ratio, 15 parts. Listen carefully. Alright, simple technique. 75% of A's expenditure equal to 15 parts in expenditure ratio. I am avoiding many steps here. When you use algebra, you have to go by many steps. Now clearly 75% is equal to 15 parts, then 100% means income is how much? Simple. 75% expenditure is equal to 15 parts. 100% means income. Income is how many parts in the income ratio. That one. So simply that should be 100 by 75 into 15. So this is 15 5 times and 5 20 times. This is 20. Now obviously A's income is 20 parts. Then this way. And similarly you need to go for B and C. How to find out for B? Simply I am writing here, right? How to find out for B? B's is 30% is saving. When 30% is saving, 70% will be the expenditure, equal to 100%. In that case, 70%, I am not writing even percent, 70 is equal to, in the ratio, 7. 100 is equal to how much? That one. So this should be, actually you need not write anything, into 7. So this is 10 times and you will get a 10. 10 times and 10, this is 10. East. Right, now go for C. You do it for C. Here you do it for C quickly. C's savings percentage is 40%. Now here, when savings 40, expenditure should be 60. Now 60 is equal to how many parts here? 9. Then 100 is equal to how many parts? Directly you can put 100 by 60, that's it. 100 by 60 into 9. Now here it is, take out this 0, then 3 2s, 3 3s, then it is 2 5s, 5 3s are 15. Now this is 15. Done. Your problem is over now. Now this is the income ratio of A, B and C with the help of expenditure and a percentage of saving. Expenditure ratio and percentage of saving. Now you see here 2 chapters are included in this one, ratios as well as percentage. You can do this question in the other way also, directly from the using algebra, directly from saving and expenditure you can go for the income ratio also. That's other method, but it's quite cumbersome. Isn't it simple for you students? I'm pretty sure you won't get it in any book outside except 1 or 2 very good writers. They have used this method, but now we will confine to this method only. Alright, now this income ratio is this one. This one. Now total income is 3483. That's it. Now I need what is B's income. How simple this one? You can easily go for this one. B's income is 10 parts. 10 parts out of how many parts here? 20 plus 10, 30 plus 10, 40 plus 5. This is 45. Okay. Or else you do one thing. Why to take these terms, big terms like 20, 10, big numbers like 15? You just simply simplify this one. That would be easier, no? Right? So this is 5 4s, 5 2s, 5 3s. Easily you can do this one. Alright, 5 4s, 5 2s, 5 3s. Now I need 2 parts. 2 parts out of 4 plus this one 2, 6 plus 3, this is 9. So into how much is that one? 3483. 3483. Simply go for the simplification. So simply you can go for this one. This is 9 3 is 27. Right? 27 means that is 34, 27. Difference is 7. 3 plus 4, 7. Then 8s. 72, 6 is the difference, then 7s. Right. Just go for this one. 2 into how to go for the calculations and simplification and approximation. I'm going to upload some speed maths classes also for you. You can do this type of things very, very simply. Now here this is 2 into 300 times, 80 times and 7 times. That is 600. 80 means that is 160. 700, 600 plus 160. 760 plus 14, that is 774. That's it. 774. Alright. So here B's share is 774 is the right answer. How simple this one, students, right? Actually, while learning this method, some people may face a little difficulty, that too initially, how to use this unitary method. Once you know the technique, that is very, very easily. I'm telling you one more time, I'm reiterating that one. Almost 75% of the questions in reasoning, 75 to 85% of the questions, not in reasoning, quanta, you can solve with the unitary method. Need not go for any other method. Very, very easily you can solve in this way. Let's take one more question also. One more question we will take. Okay, the time is exceeding, but still no problem. We'll take one more problem. Same terms, income, expenditure, saving, but I have shuffled that one. Now here I started with expenditure ratio, but I have shuffled that to make you understand the concept a little further. Okay, take that question also. Go for this question quickly, students. For your understanding, I have rounded off the important terms there. How they have given the total income. Total income of A, B and C is 8100. A, B and C spending. Spending means expenditure. Spendings on income actually. This is spendings on income are 80, 65 and 75% respectively. Then ratio of their savings, one more time, is 5:7:9. Find the income of A. Simple one. Now, how to find out the income of A? They have given total income of ABC is this one. Find out the income of A. That means I need the ratio of ABC's income. There are at least a clue about his income in one way or the other way. You can solve in some advanced questions. They won't even like ask us to find out the ratio also. Without finding out the ratio also, you can go for that one. That depends upon the question. Now here you see, now here my prime target is to find out the income ratio of A, B and C. Then after that I can go for the solution very easily, because my question is what is income of A. How to find out income ratio of A, B and C? I'll take the help of spending percentage, expenditure percentage and saving ratio. That's it. Here we know that one, expenditure plus saving will give me income. Now start A's case here. In A's case, expenditure they have given 80%. Of course, total income is, we have to take it as 100%. Percentages concept, 80 plus then saving will become 20%. Right? 80% expenditure means remaining 20% is saving only. Now here, this 20%, I am directly writing 20. 20 equal to, in this ratio, 5. Then 100, I need income ratio. 100 is how much? Now this is 5 times 5 into 5, 25. Anyway, 100 by 20 into 5. Alright, so this is 100 by 20 into 5. 25 times it is 25. Now I am taking A's income is 25 parts. Alright, see students, here I'll tell you one more thing. The question can be solved even simpler way, still simpler way. Even you need not take the percentages also. Directly with the help of fractions. From percentage to fraction. 20%. 20% is nothing but 20 by 100, that is 1 by 5. Taking 1 by 5 as the fraction also you can do. But if I go with that method, the beginners may be confused. For that reason only, I am giving you the elaborated method. Of course, it is elaborated, but it's still the shortcut with the help of unitary method. In my regular course in the sense, as all of you know, I am giving online course, online and pen drive course, video classes in online and pen drive mode. More than 15,000 students have joined so far for the last 4 years. I have started in 2016. Before that, I taught almost for 20 years in various institutes across the country. Anyway, about my course I'll give at the end of the video. Now, anyway, A's is done. Okay, now go for B's here. B's is 65% expenditure. When 65% is expenditure, obviously 35% is the saving. So directly I am writing here 35 is equal to 7, then 100 is equal to how much? Now directly you do this one. This is 100 by 35 into 7. So this is 7 5s and this is 20. I am writing this 20 here. Now go for C's. C's is 75. 75% is expenditure. Obviously 25% is the savings. Now here C's 25 is equal to 9. Then 100 is equal to how much? 25 for how many times this is 100? 4 times. 9 4 times, that is 36. Now simply this is 36. Now, what is the question here? What is the income of A is the question. Now, what is income of A here? A's income is, this is 25 parts. That should be 25 parts. 25 out of this 25 plus 20 plus 36. This is 40, 45, 30, 75 plus 5, 80 plus 1, 81, right? 81. Okay, into 8100. Of course, the figures are simple here. So 8100. So this is 100 times. My answer is going to be 2500. As simple as this one. Hope you must have understood the problem. See students, this is how you need to handle some questions in ratio and proportion. What I'm going to do, I'm going to give some more classes, free classes for my YouTube subscribers, even for the other students who are following these YouTube videos. I'll do that one. But before concluding this session, students, most of you must be knowing this one. I'm giving video classes for students preparing for various competitive exams like SBI exams, SBI PO Clerk Specialist Officer, then IBPS PO Clerk and Specialist Officer, RBI Grade B. Many students are getting selected. Every year, 10 to 15 students are getting selected finally from our institute as RBI Grade B Officers. Okay. NABARD Grade A Officers, SEBI, LIC AAOs. So like that, total 57 types of exams I am giving training. Of course, I am having the total experience of more than 23-24 years. And this online institute started in 2016. If anybody is interested, I kept the fee also very low, very low, because my intention is to serve the maximum number of students across the country. Now we have more than 15,000 students so far in these 4 years from 2016 to till date. Alright, and every year we get hundreds of selections. And one thing I would like to tell you here, just last week of May, we got IBPS results. We got more than 1400 selections. IBPS Clerk, PO, Specialist Officer together. I think I'm not including the reserve list. More than 1400 students got selected. If anybody is interested, you can visit this website www.chakravarthysir.com. And on the front page itself, you find the sign up form. You please fill up the sign up form to create one trial account for you. In your trial account, you can watch some free videos or full length classes, how it would be on YouTube. I'm giving some concept. It's not possible to give the complete concept. If I want to give ratios complete concept, it takes 10 hours. Okay. In our regular course, I've given that one. So all the chapters in reasoning, quant and English are discussed from the basic level. You can watch some free videos from the regular course. Like in reasoning, I have given one full length free video for puzzle test. Alright. For quantitative aptitude, I have discussed the complete concept of mixture and alligation, almost more than 10 hours, and I think we have kept 1 hour video free for you to watch that one so that you can understand the teaching methodology, what is our focus. Alright. In English, I have given the prepositions chapter. Just go through that one. And what I advise you students, you just take the training from the experts so that your preparation time can be reduced. And that too now, because of this COVID situation in our country, students are getting ample of time. Be indoors, stay inside, and try to prepare with your online classes or video classes so that when the notifications come, very soon they are going to notify for SBI PO also. But it is a little dilemma now. Dilemma in the sense, exam is not going to be cancelled. A little postponement will be there because for the last 2-3 days, and of course for the last 1 week, after lifting this lockdown, the cases are increasing like anything drastically. It seems the mass spreading also started in our country, very unfortunately. For that reason, again they may go for lockdown or they may restrict something. For that reason, all the notifications will be postponed for another 2 to 3 months. Be cool. The notifications will be there because lot of recruitment is there in our country, particularly for public sector, banks and other departments also. So don't worry about the notifications. Don't worry about the recruitment. So go on preparing for these exams. Don't break your preparation. Okay. I wish you all the best, students, and I'll meet you in the next session. Ratio proportions, and we may take another 2 questions, a little advanced to very advanced questions in the next session. Thank you very much, students.